Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub, the rumble of a Harley-Davidson. It's not just a sound, it's a feeling, an attitude that rides with you, echoing through every curve, stoplight, and straight stretch of blacktop. And when it comes to raw, stripped-down character, few bikes carry the old-school Harley DNA quite like the Iron 883. The 2025 model of this iconic cruiser doesn't try to reinvent the wheel. Instead, it refines the Rebel. It stays faithful to what the Iron 883 has always stood for. A minimalist, muscular V-twin experience. No fluff, no flash. Just torque, grit, and that unmistakable thrum that lets you know you're not riding a bike, you're riding a Harley. From the moment you throw a leg over the 2025 Iron 883, it feels like a machine born from steel and sweat. The seat is low-slung, just 25.7 inches off the ground, giving even shorter riders solid footing while maintaining that signature crouched, aggressive riding stance. The controls are mid-mounted, encouraging an upright posture that leans just enough into the bike to make you feel connected, like your spine is part of the frame. It's got that urban outlaw vibe, compact, tight, and purposeful. Harley has stuck with the air-cooled 883cc Evolution V-twin engine, and for good reason. This motor may be old school by today's standards, but it's also bulletproof and full of character. It pumps out a solid 51 horsepower and about 54 lp-ft of torque at just 3,750 RPM, which might not sound like much on paper, but trust me, this engine isn't about top-end numbers. It's about down-low grunt and that raw, visceral pull when you crack the throttle. You don't ride the Iron 883 to hit 0-60 in record time. You ride it for the soul. The torque hits early and stays steady, making city riding a pleasure and giving just enough punch to make open highway stretches feel alive. 2025 brings in a few subtle refinements. The fueling is smoother, throttle response more linear than ever, and Harley's updated engine mapping makes this version slightly more fuel efficient than previous models, giving it a decent 51 mpg in mixed riding conditions. It's still Euro 5 Plus compliant without dulling the engine's character, and that's no small feat. Emissions controls often neuter the sound and feel of bikes, but not here. The engine note remains deep and throaty, especially through Harley's optional Screamin' Eagle pipes, which many riders will no doubt swap in straight from the dealer. The Iron 883 continues to run with a 5-speed transmission. Some may argue it needs a 6th gear, and perhaps that's true on long-distance trips. But within its intended use, urban cruising, short blasts, weekend fun, the gearbox does the job. Shifts are mechanical and deliberate, just like you'd expect from a Harley. There's nothing refined or soft here. It clunks with confidence, like a revolver chambering around. You feel every gear. The frame remains unchanged. A steel double cradle setup that keeps things solid and gives the bike a sturdy, planted feel. Weighing in at 564 pounds wet, the Iron 883 isn't featherweight by any means, but its low center of gravity and short wheelbase make it surprisingly agile in tight spots. It's a bike that likes weaving through traffic, making U-turns and slingshotting out of low-speed corners. The front end sports a 39mm fork with cartridge damping, while the rear gets preload adjustable twin shocks. Suspension travel is limited, just under 5 inches up front and around 1.6 inches in the rear, so if you're riding on pothole-ridden streets, you'll feel it. But that's part of the charm. You feel everything. This bike doesn't isolate you from the road, it brings you closer to it. Braking is handled by single discs front and rear, 300mm up front and 260mm in the back, with dual piston calipers and standard ABS. They're adequate, not extraordinary. The brakes work well enough to haul the bike down with confidence, but you won't be mistaking them for high-performance sport bike anchors. Again, it's all about balance. The Iron 883 isn't built for racing. It's built for cruising with muscle and edge. Design-wise, the 2025 Iron 883 stays faithful to its blackout, garage-built aesthetic. The engine, pipes, forks, wheels, and even the triple tree are coated in wrinkle black or satin finishes, giving it that murdered-out vibe that's become synonymous with this model. It's raw, aggressive, and deliberately minimalist. The peanut tank, coming in at 3.3 gallons, still defines the Iron's silhouette. New for 2025, Harley offers 3 colorways: a stealthy matte black, a deep midnight crimson, and a striking urban gray. Each brings its own mood, but the underlying vibe remains the same: low, mean, and purposeful. The solo seat continues to be a defining feature. It's styled like a bobber, hugging the frame and tucking the rider low into the bike. It isn't the plushest seat out there, but it works for shorter rides, and with its low profile it contributes to the Iron 883's stripped-down vibe. The instrumentation is equally minimal: a single analog speedo with a digital inset that displays trip odo clock, gear indicator, and fuel warning. No TFT, no connectivity, no distractions, just the basics, and honestly, that's how it should be on a bike like this. Riding the Iron 883 feels like connecting with a different era. There are no rider modes, no traction control, no ride-by-wire. It's all cable-operated, old-school analog interaction between you and the machine. Every throttle blip, every gear shift, every bump and vibration, you feel it in your bones. This is the Harley experience distilled into its purest form. In a world where motorcycles are increasingly becoming digital appliances, the Iron 883 remains a visceral mechanical companion. It's not about efficiency or speed, it's about attitude. What's unique about the Iron 883 is that it's often a gateway into the Harley world. It's relatively affordable. The 2025 model starts at around $12.00 USD, depending on paint and accessory options. And it's approachable for new riders while still giving seasoned motorcyclists that authentic Harley feeling. Its compact size and low seat make it ideal for urban environments, but it's still got enough character and torque to make open road cruising enjoyable. Harley also leans into the customization game, and the Iron 883 is a perfect canvas. Riders can choose from hundreds of genuine Harley-Davidson accessories: bars, mirrors, exhausts, saddlebags, seats, LED lights, you name it. Want to go bobber? Slam it and put on a solo spring seat. Prefer a club-style build? Throw on a fairing and mini-8s. The platform is flexible, and the aftermarket community around it is huge. This isn't just a bike, it's a lifestyle statement, one that you make your own. The 2025 update also brings slightly improved electronics. While there's still no TFT dash or fancy electronics suite, the bike now comes with a standard USB-C charging port discreetly mounted near the frame, and improved LED lighting front and rear. The headlamp is now a modern LED unit that doesn't detract from the bike's vintage look, offering better visibility while keeping the aesthetic cohesive. As Harley-Davidson gradually electrifies part of its lineup and embraces the future, bikes like the Iron 883 remind us where it all started. This is metal, muscle, and attitude in motion. It's not perfect, but that's exactly what makes it perfect for the rider who values character over conformity. And at the end of the day, that's what Harley has always been about. Not just moving forward, but moving forward with soul. The 2025 Iron 883? It's still got that soul, and it still rides like rebellion on 2 wheels.